The transfer window is heating up, and Rangers are right in the thick of it. The club is on the verge of completing a massive deal that could reshape the attacking lineup heading into the new season. Under the new leadership of Russell Martin, things are starting to take shape, and this potential signing might just be the spark needed to ignite a fresh era at Ibrox. Word from inside the camp is that Rangers are getting closer to landing a highly rated forward, and this move is being viewed as a key piece in the puzzle as Madden builds his squad with purpose and ambition. The striker in question has turned heads across Europe, thanks to a sharp eye for goal, clever movement, and consistent performances that have made him one of the most talked about young attackers on the continent. Bringing him to Ibrox would not just be a statement of intent, but a clear sign that Rangers mean business this season. Talks are ongoing, and nothing is done yet, but there's a real sense of optimism growing behind the scenes. The deal is progressing well, and fans have every reason to be excited. If it goes through, this could be a game-changing moment for the club's offensive options, offering Russell Martin a new weapon up front and giving supporters a glimpse of a bold new chapter. While the transfer buzz is dominating the headlines, there's more Rangers news to cover, especially from the international stage. Nicholas Raskin, who's been earning his stripes in the midfield for both club and country, had a notable outing for Belgium in their recent thriller against Wales. It was a wild night in Brussels, with Belgium racing to a 3-0 lead in the opening half hour thanks to goals from Romelu Lukaku, Yuri Tielemans, and Jeremy Doku. But Wales weren't going down without a fight. A penalty just before halftime sparked a second-half resurgence that nearly saw the visitors steal a point. Enter Nicholas Raskin. The Rangers midfielder came on with just over a quarter of an hour left, replacing Dodi Lukebakio, and his introduction made a clear impact. Belgium were wobbling, and Raskin brought much-needed composure and fight in the middle of the park. His contribution didn't go unnoticed, with manager Rudy Garcia highlighting his performance post-match. Garcia made it clear that when things started to unravel, it was players like Raskin, willing to battle and take responsibility, who helped steady the ship. It was an important cameo that underlined just how valuable Raskin is, not just to Rangers, but on the international stage as well. Back to transfers, and Rangers fans will be keeping a very close eye on developments surrounding Matteo Frigan, the Croatian forward making waves in Belgium with Westerlo. At just 22 years old, Frigan is already building a serious reputation. He netted 14 goals in 41 matches across all competitions last season, and his performances have put him firmly on the radar of several European clubs. Known for his cool finishing, quick feet, and flair in the final third, Frigan has all the ingredients of a modern striker. And now, with Russell Martin looking to add firepower to his squad, Rangers are believed to be back in the hunt for his signature. Frigan first caught Rangers' attention before his move to Belgium, having made a name for himself at Rijeka in Croatia with a stunning 15-goal campaign. That form earned him a senior national team call-up in the summer of 2023. Although he didn't get on the pitch, still the recognition was a testament to his rise, and since then he's only gone from strength to strength. Westerlo saw his potential and invested around £4.5 million to bring him in, tying him down to a long-term 5-year contract. That means any club wanting to prize him away will need to come with serious money, but Rangers seem ready to test Westerlo's resolve, especially now that the managerial situation at Ibrox has been settled. Reports from Croatia suggest that Frigan is firmly back on Rangers' radar, and there's real momentum building behind the scenes. But competition is fierce. Hamburg from Germany are also tracking him, and there's a Spanish La Liga side monitoring developments closely. Still, Rangers have an edge here. They've done their homework and maintained contact. The interest isn't new, and the club believes Frigan could be the kind of signing that defines a new era. He's not just a goal scorer, he's a player with presence, with creativity, and with a bit of magic in his boots. He stands just over 6 feet tall, plays primarily as a center forward, but isn't afraid to drift wide when needed. That versatility has been key to his development, especially during loan spells earlier in his career, where he learned to adapt and grow. One goal in particular from his time at Westerlo caught the imagination. Frigan picked up the ball in a crowded box, weaved through 4 defenders with balance and close control, then smashed it in with his weaker foot. The move drew comparisons with Lionel Messi in the Croatian press, while Belgian outlets marveled at his dribbling, even likening him to the great Ronaldo. These aren't just hollow comparisons. They reflect the kind of raw talent and confidence that Frigan brings to the pitch. If Rangers can pull this off, they won't just be signing a striker. They'll be adding a player with the potential to be a talisman, a leader of the line, someone who can inspire and produce in big moments. And under Russell Martin, who's keen to build a team full of energy and attacking intent, Frigan could be the ideal fit. But he's not the only name being linked with Ibrox. Another exciting possibility is Kwame Poku, the Ghanaian winger, whose contract is winding down at Peterborough United. The 23-year-old had a brilliant campaign in League One, racking up 20 goal contributions in just 27 matches. 12 goals and 8 assists. Poku has been a consistent threat on the right flank and helped his side lift the EFL trophy with a win over Birmingham City at Wembley. His pace, creativity, and eye for a final ball make him a tempting option for clubs across Europe, and Rangers are believed to be among those keeping close tabs on his situation. Poku plays on the right but is left-footed, giving him the ability to cut inside and create problems for defenders. He's also already made his debut for the Ghana national team, which only adds to his growing pedigree. Interest is coming from all over, championship sides in England, clubs in France and Germany, but Rangers are in the mix, and his profile certainly fits the club's new recruitment vision, with Václav Kearney unlikely to return after his loan. Spell from Wolfsburg, the right wing is an area in need of reinforcement, and Poku could be the answer. Peterborough chairman Dara McAnthony recently spoke on his podcast confirming that Poku will not sign a new contract and will be moving on this summer. He admitted that a Premier League move might come later, but he expects Poku to join a high-end championship club in the short term. However, Rangers are not out of the race. Given the player's contract status, they could land him for a tribunal fee, and for a club looking to add young, dynamic players, this could be a smart bit of business. There's been a shake-up at the top as well, with a new sporting director in Kevin Thelwell and Russell Martin now officially in place as manager. The club is entering a period of transition. Martin will work closely with technical director Dan Purdy and Thelwell to identify targets and make moves in the market. It's expected that the early stages of the window will be relatively quiet as the new leadership assesses the squad and finalizes its priorities. However, Martin has already indicated he'd like 1 or 2 players in the door before the Champions League qualifiers kick off in mid-July. And in the background, another potential move could be brewing. Rangers are reportedly exploring a deal for Leicester City defender Connor Cody. The 32-year-old has just 1 year left on his current contract, and his experience could provide valuable leadership at the back. While nothing is imminent, it's another sign that Rangers are casting a wide net and keeping all options open as they reshape the squad. The goal is clear: inject youth quality and hunger into a team that's looking to reclaim dominance. From Frigan to Poku, from Raskin's international performances to the search for reinforcements at the back, the pieces are starting to move. And with the transfer window just getting started, there's a real sense that Rangers are building towards something bigger. While the primary focus has been on bolstering the attack, Rangers are also looking across the pitch for opportunities to fine-tune the squad. The defensive line is very much under review, and although the headlines are being stolen by potential new signings like Matteo Frigan and Kwame Poku, the possibility of Connor Cody arriving from Leicester should not be underestimated. With a year left on his contract and his wealth of experience at both Premier League and international level, Cody would bring leadership, organization, and calmness to a backline that struggled with consistency last season. His style, based on intelligence and positioning rather than pace, could prove invaluable in guiding some of the younger defenders coming through the ranks at Ibrox. The sense is that Rangers are preparing for a squad with far more flexibility and depth than in recent years. Under Russell Martin's guidance, the plan is to build a team capable of playing attractive attacking football, but also one that can adapt and battle when needed. That's why the recruitment process this summer is being done with such care. Each player being linked isn't just a name with stats. They represent different attributes that complement a wider strategy. Martin has spoken already about a need to blend experience with youth energy with discipline and flair with end product. His footballing philosophy is based on high possession, constant movement, and aggressive pressing, and to execute that he needs the right profiles in every area of the pitch. What's becoming increasingly clear is that Rangers are casting a wider net in terms of markets. The days of relying solely on domestic options or traditional European leagues seem to be shifting. With interest in players from the Belgian Pro League, Croatian football, and even English League One, there's a more diverse scouting operation in place. This is where new sporting director Kevin Thelwell and technical director Dan Purdy are expected to play key roles. Thelwell, with a strong background in youth development and player pathways, is known for identifying talent with long-term upside. Purdy brings analytical sharpness and a network that extends deep into European football. Together with Martin, they form a team built not just to compete in the short term, but to create a sustainable model of recruitment and development. As for the immediate future, much will depend on how quickly Rangers can finalize their first major deals of the window. The hope is to bring in at least 1 or 2 new faces before the Champions League qualifiers begin in mid-July. That timing is crucial, not only for tactical integration, but also for setting the tone early. If Frigan or Poku or both are secured, soon it sends a clear message across the league, and beyond that, Rangers are not sitting still. It also gives Martin a full pre-season to shape them into the kind of players who can deliver in the system he wants to implement. Meanwhile, Rangers fans are starting to get a glimpse of what the future might look like. It's not just about star names or flashy transfers, it's about identity. There's a vision forming at Ibrox, one centered on a more modern, progressive approach to football. A team that presses high attacks in numbers and plays with confidence and control. A squad where young players are trusted and older heads are used wisely. There's a sense of renewal in the air, and while that doesn't guarantee success, it does signal a fresh beginning. And as with any new beginning, there will be challenges. The Scottish Premiership is not forgiving, and the expectations at Rangers are sky high every single year. But the club now has the leadership structure in place to handle that pressure. With Madden on the touchline, Thelwell upstairs, and a support system that includes a well-structured recruitment team, everything is being done to ensure that this isn't just another rebuild, it's the foundation of something lasting. The ambition is not just to chase titles, but to compete seriously in Europe, to develop talent, and to make Ibrox a destination for quality football. So as the summer rolls on and the speculation continues, one thing is certain: Rangers are moving with purpose. Every rumor, every target, every quiet whisper from inside the club points to a strategy that is calculated and bold. Whether it's Matteo Frigan turning defenders inside out in a packed box Kwame Poku, tearing down the flank with pace and skill, or Connor Cody marshalling the backline with calm authority, the pieces are being considered carefully. And while fans wait eagerly for official announcements, the message is already loud and clear. Rangers are not just preparing for a new season, they're preparing for a new standard. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. There's a stirring in the Glasgow air once again, and it's not just the echoes of Ibrox faithful willing their club back to the summit of Scottish football. Word on the street and whispers from those close to the corridors of power suggest that Rangers are on the brink of securing a deal for none other than Scotland international Kenny McLean. The 32-year-old midfielder, long admired by various SPFL managers, could be poised to make a sensational return to Scottish soil after several solid seasons in England with Norwich City. Though nothing has been confirmed by either club or player, sources say that discussions are well underway, with a move north increasingly likely as the summer window opens. McLean, a composed and technically gifted presence in the middle of the park, would bring experience and grit to a Rangers side looking to reassert itself after a season that saw moments of promise but ended just shy of silverware. A boyhood Gers fan, McLean has never shied away from his affinity for the blue side of Glasgow, and some believe the pull of home and the chance to play in front of the Ibrox crowd may finally be too strong to resist. Fans online are already buzzing with speculation, dissecting what his arrival might mean for the likes of Lundstrom and Raskin. Would McLean slot straight into the starting 11, or is this part of a wider squad reshaping under Philippe Clement's direction? There's also chatter about the financial side of the deal, with some suggesting McLean could be available on a free transfer, making the potential move a clever bit of business for Rangers. At a time when fiscal prudence is as important as footballing ambition, this kind of deal could tick all the right boxes. For now, it remains just that, a rumor, a murmur among the faithful. But in Scottish football, where smoke often leads to fire, don't be surprised if McLean's name is soon read out over the Ibrox tannoy to rapturous applause. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comment section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.